Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're just about to go away on another holiday to Asia, and I thought about what sort of luggage I was going to take on this trip, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go through the luggage we've used and what we're going to take on this next trip, because it could help a few people that want to travel light. If you're the person that goes away on holiday and you go on a vacation to a holiday resort and you're just going to get a taxi to the airport and then a taxi from the airport to your hotel, or you're going to go on a ship cruise, then it's probably not the video for you. But if you want to travel light and say one bag and not have to check bags in, then this could be a good video to give you a bit of an insight into what we take and what we've taken, and why we've changed what we take. So I'll show you where we started anyway. That's probably a good place to start. So this is the luggage that we first took when we went for a few trips to Australia. We took a rolling suitcase, which you can still put up above the seats on the plane, and just a backpack, and that would have, at that time I was taking a laptop, and a few other bits and pieces to take on the plane. Now, taking that luggage to Australia was fine because we would get a lift to the airport for family in New Zealand, and then we would fly over to Australia and not have a rental car at the airport. We'd pick up and we'd just put the luggage all in the boot, and then we'd drive around and just go to hotels where we were staying, and very easy. It was good, and you're only really using the bags through the airport, and didn't really have a problem, so it worked out quite well until we went to Asia. Completely different story. We went to Asia. We went to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and then Thailand, and we did a lot of trips on buses and trains, and the footpaths there are not like in Australia and New Zealand. They're pretty bumpy up and down. There's a lot of stairs in subways, things like that, and lugging that around, it gets pretty tiring, and you don't have your hands free because you're always pulling on the trolley. So yeah, it just wasn't really that great. So we sort of got back from that trip and we learnt not to take a trolley case after that. So I'll show you what we ended up taking on the second trip, where we did 8 countries in 55 days, and I'll set that up now and I'll give you a look what that was. Okay, so this is the setup we went for the 55 days, 8 countries. We went with the Kathmandu backpack, which is pretty light. It's about 1.4 kilos empty. Now, compared to the rolling case, it was already about 400 grams lighter. I got this. Kirsten didn't have a second bag, but I took this second bag, and I bought this because it has a really good spot to put a tablet, and I didn't take a laptop. I took a tablet on that one. The laptop just, again, about another half kilo heavier than that by the time you put all the charger and everything in it. So I ended up taking the tablet, and I thought I need to protect it. I'll put it in that, and I used this bag to go on the plane. You'll see in past videos with the setups we had, and that worked out pretty well for that. Protected it pretty good, and then you could put that above you, up in the cabin locker above your seat in the plane, in the overhead storage, and then you could have this with you and put it under the seat when you take off. And then I had this bag inside that bag, which was good just to take out as a daily bag to put your passport, phone, things like that in it, camera. At that time I was using a Go 3 camera, and you had to have the pod and everything like that, battery bank, so it did get pretty full, that bag. I had this bag here that would take out, if we're going somewhere far, it's one of those pop out bags, pack and go bag, Kathmandu one as well. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit awkward because it just has the big pouch and then a small pocket. So you might fit a couple little things in the small pocket, and then you'll put like water and a jacket or something in the bag, but then you end up having to put your battery bank and umbrella and things in the big bag. You had to get it off all the time to get stuff out. It wasn't very comfortable to carry, especially if we were out for a whole day. So yeah, that was something that when we went on to the trip after that, I actually left that out. I didn't take it again. I just took that stuff, and that was on the trip we went back to Asia and China, and then over to Europe. So the third trip away, we pretty much had the same setup for that trip over to Europe and everything. But what we started to find out, as soon as you got into places with really packed trains like China, and when we were in Serbia on the free buses, it was so packed. And when you have a bag on the front of you and then a bag, bag right in front of you, big bag on the back, you go to turn, you're knocking people over. It's definitely a lot harder having two bags than one. So I'll show you what we've ended up doing for this next trip now. Yes, that's it. Just the one bag. That's what we're taking. Now, I was going to do a bag review on this and how I pack it and everything, but I think basically I'll just sort of go over it quickly and then I won't need to do that. First, I'll give you a look at what it weighs. Let's turn this on. Where are we at? Can we see that? There we go. 598. Just under 6 kilo. But I still do need to put in a tablet. And what I've done this time is I've actually changed tablets. I've gone from the bigger tablet, to a smaller tablet. It's going to do the same job. Still a pretty good quality one. It's a Samsung one, but it's a lot cheaper. It's like about $300. That's like over $1,000 if you drop that. And this is very awkward to hold. It's big. It's probably a bit overboard. And I just found that I didn't really use it that much to warrant having such a big screen. So that weighs about, I don't know, it's about 400 grams, I think. I have this here to weigh smaller things. So yeah, that's like 400 grams. And then the only other thing I've got to put in there is the passport and this phone. But that's obviously not going to weigh much, and that would go in my pockets anyway. And this actually fits in my vest pocket I have that I can wear at the airport. So I can put that in the vest pocket along with my phone. And I usually put a battery bank and that in there if I have to, but I'm well under the weight at the moment. And this bag's quite good how I've got it set up. Pretty much it's like a suitcase opening. It's a Kathmandu one. I think it's called a V3 or something. Now I have this small bag here that doesn't weigh much at all. It's very light, but it's big enough to fit that tablet in it. It'll fit my phone in it, my passport, and the things I want to take on the plane, and even a drink in there. So once I get into the airport, once we've checked in and we're at the gate, I'll just get that all ready to take on the plane with everything I need on the plane, and then this bag will go in the overhead. So, but yeah, I have a small lightweight umbrella. I have a big cube here. We just pull it all open. It has my toiletry bag in it, and it has a medium-sized cube, and that has my t-shirts, shorts, and I think the travel vest, and in here I have my travel socks, and I have a pair of swim shorts and underwear and socks. So that all just sits in there, and then that holds that all in place. And then in here I just have a jumper and pair of pants, and then in the other one I have a heavier jumper with a heavier pair of trousers. So that's pretty much all I have in there. I did used to carry a pair of thongs with me, or jandals here in New Zealand, or flip-flops in America, but I don't take them now because I just find that I walk around in them and I get sore feet. And if you really want to buy some thongs or jandals, whatever, when you're away, they're so cheap. You just buy a pair and use them for that place you need to use them, if you're at a beach or something for a while. And then in the top here I just get my sunglasses, and then that's just my cables, power bank, wall charger. It's my electrical stuff. I keep that in the top, so it's easy to get to if I need to charge phones or anything like that. But yeah, now that I don't take a second camera, and I just do everything on the phone, and I just taken the small tablet this time. Yeah, so it's probably going to be around about, even if I put everything in the bag, when I go to the airport, I'm going to be under 7 kilos. I don't even have to put this in my pocket or anything like that. I've got a bit of room to put a few other things in if I want when I'm away. So if I want to buy, a kilo of stuff or something and put it in. But what we usually do on the way back is, if we come back from Kuala Lumpur through Australia, we'll just book the extra 20k check-in from there, and then we'll do shopping and that. we might just get one 20-kilo check-in bag between us, and then we'll throw some stuff in there to bring back on that final flight. You know, you don't have to subscribe or like or anything, but if you do have any questions or want to know anything about the bag or where I got it from, well, I can tell you I got it from Kathmandu, and they've always got specials. I think they're about 320 to buy, and I think I got it for about 189 when it was a 40% off or something like that. But that's been 24 countries now, 3 big trips, and it has not got one thing broken on it. It's done really well. It also has a pocket here that you can put a drink bottle in or something like that, and it's got a tablet case in here where you can put in a tablet or a laptop. Fits quite a big size laptop in it. And it also, obviously, it has straps, because you're thinking, how are you carrying that thing around? There's no straps on it. Well, there is. They're in. I'll just flip it over. They're in here. So you undo this thing here, and there's your straps. And it's got a very good air thing on the back. You can see the air thing on the back, the AirPod system. It's really comfortable. And it also has really good thick waist straps on it that wrap around you. So it's a super comfortable bag, and it also has the lifters on the top, which are really handy. You'll see on a video we done when we were in Vietnam, and I adjusted them for Kirsten because she didn't realise that that weight was getting back off her back, and it was making it heavier for her. So yeah, it's a really good bag. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. Obviously, I'm not even monetized, but yeah, I recommend it. 100% recommend it. We've had no issues with it. We both love them. Oh, and one last tip before I head off from this video. I'll just unzip this for you here. This is another little pocket it has in the lid, and I keep my laundry bag in here, but I also keep this, which is a pillow for the plane, but it's empty, and it has a zip. So if I get in trouble, I can chuck in, you know, whether you put socks in there or a couple of t-shirts or something, and then you can put that around your neck when you're getting on the plane, and that gives you a little bit of extra leeway even. And that's, I think this only weighs something like about 70 grams or maybe 80 grams, so it's not that heavy extra to put in, just for that, having that extra safety. Now soon they might make it where a neck pillow gets classed as a personal item, and then obviously at that point that won't work. And then the other one last thing I'll mention is that it also has a carry strap as well. So I've got that in here. So that just comes out of there. It's got 2 hooks on it here, and they just hook on, one onto this black piece here, just there on the bottom, and there's another black piece at the top part here, and then you can carry it over your shoulder when you're going through the airport, or you can just carry it with the side handle like that beside you. I find the strap's quite nice just to put it over your shoulder, and then your hands free to drink a coffee or have your passport in your hand ready as you go through. So yeah, okay, well that finishes up. I'll see you in the next video.